Hi everyone! Today we're diving into something that's a bit tricky to talk about but incredibly fascinating. How older men can tell if a younger woman is giving them the green light to make a move. If you're an older man watching this, chances are you've found yourself in this situation before. Maybe you've wondered, is she just being nice, or is there something more here? In this video, we're not about gimmicks or tricks. Instead, let's talk about real, human connections and how to pick up on the subtle signs of mutual interest. Number 1. She's spending extra time around you. You've probably noticed this before. If a younger woman makes an effort to be around you more than usual, whether it's lingering after a conversation, finding excuses to be in your space, or showing interest in what you're doing, it's a good sign. Pay attention to how often this happens. If it feels intentional, she might be waiting for you to take the lead. Now, let's take a closer look. Does she seem to gravitate toward you in group settings, choosing to sit nearby or engage in conversations that include you? It's often subtle but very telling. Maybe she mentions something you said earlier and brings it up again, showing that she's not just listening but actively thinking about your words. These little moments are her way of extending the interaction. You might also notice how she reacts when the two of you are alone. Is she more animated or comfortable in your presence? Perhaps she laughs a little louder, leans in when you're speaking, or seems genuinely interested in even the smallest details about your day. When someone is drawn to you, their body language and attention naturally reflect it. Sometimes it's even about creating opportunities. Maybe she asks for help with something she could probably handle herself, like advice or a small task. It's not about the task itself, it's about the chance to connect with you. She's saying, "I value your time and presence," without using those exact words. Number 2. She compliments you a lot. Compliments are one of the easiest ways to gauge interest. But it's not just about saying you look good today. If she's pointing out specific things, your wisdom, your humor, or the way you handle yourself, it's worth noting. Younger women often admire qualities in older men that stand out from their peers. Think about this. Does she compliment things that are uniquely you? Maybe she mentions how much she appreciates your perspective on a topic, saying something like, "I never thought of it that way before. You always have such interesting insights." Or perhaps she notices the little things like the way you carry yourself or the way you treat people with respect. These compliments go deeper than surface-level flattery. They're her way of acknowledging your value. Also, pay attention to when and where these compliments happen. If she goes out of her way to say something nice in a group setting, she might be trying to let others know she holds you in high regard. Alternatively, private compliments, those shared in one-on-one conversations, are often more intimate and personal, reflecting a deeper connection. It's also worth noting if her compliments feel sincere. When someone is genuinely interested, they'll often focus on qualities that resonate with them personally. She's not just saying nice things for the sake of it, she's highlighting what stands out about you in her eyes. Number 3. She asks personal questions. When someone is interested, they want to know more about you, your past, your dreams, your thoughts on life. If she's asking questions that go beyond surface-level small talk, it's her way of showing she's intrigued by you as a person. Think about the kind of questions she asks. Are they about your experiences, like what was your favorite thing about growing up? Or how did you get into the work you're doing? These aren't questions people ask out of politeness. They're born out of curiosity and a desire to understand you better. She's digging deeper because she wants to know what makes you you. You might also notice that her questions feel thoughtful. They often touch on topics that are meaningful to her or align with her interests. For example, if she asks about your opinions on relationships, future goals, or even your bucket list, she's not just making conversation, she's gauging compatibility and seeing if your values align with hers. It's also about follow-up. Does she remember the details you've shared and bring them up later? For instance, if you told her about a hobby you enjoy, does she ask how it's going the next time you talk? This kind of attentiveness is a clear sign she values what you have to say and is invested in getting to know you. Number 4. She initiates contact. Does she text you first? Does she find ways to connect outside of the usual interactions? When a younger woman takes the initiative to reach out, it's often because she feels comfortable with you and wants to keep the connection alive. Think about the way she communicates. If she's consistently the one starting the conversation, it's a clear sign that she's eager to maintain a connection. Could be a casual message about something you talked about earlier or a random check-in to see how you're doing. These little efforts show that you're on her mind. Now, consider how often she makes excuses to reach out. Maybe she asks for your opinion on something she already knows the answer to or sends you a funny meme that reminded her of you. These gestures might seem small, but they're meaningful ways to keep you engaged. If she suggests plans or activities, that's an even stronger signal. For example, she might say, "We should grab coffee sometime," or ask if you've tried a certain restaurant, subtly hinting at spending time together. These are not accidental. They're intentional steps to deepen the relationship. Pay attention to the tone of her messages, too. If her texts feel warm, playful, or even flirty, it's a good indication that she's not just reaching out for small talk. She's creating opportunities for you to notice her interest and take the lead. Number 5. She mirrors your energy. Ever notice how she adjusts to match your vibe? Whether it's laughing at your jokes, echoing your tone, or sharing your interests, mirroring is a strong subconscious signal of attraction. It's her way of saying, "I feel a connection with you." Mirroring often starts with body language. If you lean in during a conversation, she might unconsciously do the same. Or maybe you cross your arms and moments later she does too. These subtle actions aren't deliberate. They're a natural response when someone feels a bond. Goes beyond physical gestures, though. Listen to how she speaks. Does her tone shift to match yours? If you're speaking calmly and thoughtfully, does she soften her voice to align with that energy? This synchronization is her way of building rapport and showing that she feels comfortable with you. She might also align with your interests or habits. For instance, if you mention a favorite book or hobby, she could bring it up later to show she's paying attention and wants to connect on a deeper level. It's not about copying you, it's about finding common ground. Even her sense of humor might align with yours over time. If she starts using phrases you often say or laughing at the same kind of jokes, it's a sign that she enjoys being on the same wavelength. When someone mirrors you, it's a natural and genuine way of saying, "I like the person you are." Number 6. She talks about the future. This one can be subtle, but it's important. If she brings up plans or events and casually includes you in them, she's thinking ahead and imagining you being part of her life. Pay attention to these moments, they're meaningful. For example, she might mention an event happening weeks from now and say something like, "You'd really enjoy that," or "We should check it out together." These casual invitations aren't random. They're her way of planting a seed and seeing if you're open to sharing future experiences. It's not just about big plans either. She might talk about everyday things like trying a new coffee shop, taking a class, or watching a movie that's coming out soon. These small moments of inclusion show she's already picturing you by her side. Also, notice if she asks about your future. Questions like, "Where do you see yourself in a few years?" or "Do you have any big goals you're working on?" indicate that she's interested in understanding where your life is headed and how she might fit into it. When someone talks about the future with you, it's often because they feel safe imagining one together. It's her way of saying, "I value what we have now and want to see where it can go." Number 7. She makes you feel special. This is a big one. If she goes out of her way to make you feel appreciated, respected, or admired, it's her way of signaling that you're different in her eyes. Younger women often respect the life experience and confidence that older men bring to the table. Think about the little things she does. Does she remember details about your favorite drink or how you like your coffee? These thoughtful gestures may seem small, but they show that she's paying attention and values making you happy. Consider how she speaks about you in front of others. If she's quick to highlight your strengths or share stories that put you in a positive light, she's signaling her admiration. It's not just about impressing you, it's also about letting others see what she sees in you. Another way she might make you feel special is by prioritizing your time. If she adjusts her schedule to meet up or checks in with you regularly, it's a clear sign that you matter to her. Even small messages like, "Hope your day is going well," are her way of staying connected and making you feel cared for. Ultimately, when someone makes you feel seen, appreciated, and respected, it's their way of building a meaningful connection. She's saying, "You stand out to me, and I want you to know that." Now, here's the key. If you're picking up on these signs, don't rush. Respect her boundaries and take a genuine approach. Start small: a compliment, a meaningful conversation, or an invitation to spend time together. The best connections grow naturally, not from pressure or assumptions. Remember, mutual respect and communication are the foundation of any healthy relationship. If she's waiting for you to make a move, she's also likely hoping for authenticity and kindness. Life's too short to second-guess everything. If you feel a spark, take a chance. You never know where it might lead. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. Share your thoughts below. Have you experienced this? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay confident and stay curious.